Spy.tf is going to be entirely competitive based and not how to be a pub spy. It's going to be fantastic. Just wait for it. I'm doing the Lakeside map review for that.
This is ruins, right?
Because I'm going to use these. Ruins, bath/pool, whichever one you want to call it. This is bath. This is bridge, sorry. Dance floor is this area. Once it cuts off here, once it gets past here, this is bats. This area here is bats. This is dance floor. It's important for that difference because for your sniper to know exactly where the enemy gamer is, where they're taking cover from, basically. Because they can either take cover over here, or they can take cover over here. And they're very different places, surprisingly. This doesn't have a callout, but I think it should. As sniper, you can't see it because I'm on scout, I'm short. But you can actually stand on these rocks and look over and see just the heads of people. If you're standing on that little hill right there. So that's cool. Tunnel. Or cave, whatever you want to call it. This is left. This is their left. This is their right. This is our right. That's point. This is the bath entrance. Obelisk. Tree is this area here. I've heard this called yard or main, but this is called main most of the time. This is bottom right. I've heard this called health pack before, or just medium, right? Or wall, honestly. This one doesn't really have too much of a call out. But yeah, let's start with the rollout. The main rollout is most of the combo goes this way. It's up to your team if you want the entire flank, like including the scout, to go directly to bath or not. For the most part, it's normally just the soldier NG every single time. And then your scout goes back and forth based on how he's needed. But combo goes through here. Demo does fast rollout, gets stickies onto the stairs, on the enemy stairs as fast as humanly possible. Speaking of...
should I, as a soldier, be whipping the heavy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The rollout for this map, Koth-wise, is relatively actually really long compared to a lot of other Koth maps. Like, especially product, you are literally just right there. And so you need to be sitting on the heavy's ass until, like, right here. And then you're going to jump over to bath. What area that it takes to walk to the main route, basically. Okay. For the most part, combo holds behind Obelisk. Some teams tend to hold over here, but I find that it's mostly higher div teams because they know how to hold over here. In the sense that if you're over here, you're easier to spam out in a lot of ways. Does that make sense? Here you have a lot more cover. So teams that hold over there tend to know how to rotate better. So hold here because it gives you access to this side and to this side pretty easily. Your heavy is generally either going to be up here, or if you're pressuring this side, your heavy can come up here onto this head glitch, and then it's just the head that is visible and nothing else. So it's very hard to damage him. If your heavy's here, that's very good, but he needs to be supported. So dispenser generally right here. Telly is like 80 different places. I've seen it here. I've seen it here. Here. Sometimes even like further back and like here. But the important part is, unlike Asheville, which we're going to see later, there's really only one place that people hold, which is just there and there, but that's like right next to it, so it doesn't really matter. I would only put it here if you're being aggressive. So like if your team is rolling, put it there. But otherwise, it's just way too out in the open and easily spammable. Well, if you put it back here, your team can teleport in, get the entire team together, and then walk forward, if that makes sense. But if you're here and your team has been pushed, well, if you're here and your team has been pushed back, there's not much that teleporter can really do, you know? Anyway, so the team generally stands here. Medic sits in the dispenser, can waddle back and forth. Spies like to sit, well, good spies like to sit on the bats area and just pick off lower health players. So your medic needs to be on point with his arrows and just making sure that he's actually timing those well. Sniper could be wherever he wants, really. This is a very good sniper map. Like, there's sightlines all over the place. Just make sure that if your sniper is deciding to play with combo, which is a great place for sniper to play, you are actively supporting him and giving him 185 as much as possible. You don't have to pocket the sniper unless he's actively taking an SVS, but just make sure that he's, you know, getting supported, obviously. So while the combo's here, your demo is mostly just going to be sending spam damage over until there's time for a push, staying out of sight lines as much as possible, so don't go too high up. If I boop, let's see where that landed. That was kind of good, actually. That would attack the heavy. Let's see where Sticky's going. That one's a little less useful, but it works. But yeah, demo, you're just going to spam over. As demoed, on this map specifically, more than like any other Koth map, you're going to be rotating a lot. And so you're going to need to be actively able to walk back and forth between these two very easily. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend forward holding on this map at all, honestly, just because it's way too easy to get picked off by sniper if you're on the other side of the map.
Mm-hmm. So like, don't go across the halfway of the point.
I don't hold past halfway on the point.
Okay.
I don't think it's a bad idea to be on their side to finish off players or chase people, but do not hold on this side of the point. So if you're going over here, you're spamming people out, you're doing that type of stuff, leave afterward. Because unlike Asheville, which we're going to be covering later, you want to take all pushes head on. So if a team is pushing you, what you want to do is instead of trying to be a wimp, so like if their team is pushing from this side, instead of trying to be a wimp and come over here and be like, oh, I have more cover now, you also can't really back away as easily or be supported as if you went head on. Because if you're pushing from over here and they're pushing from that side, they're standing on the point as they're defending themselves from you. If that makes sense. Well, if you push head on, you're able to actively defend the point as you're pushing them off. If people attack from this side, you're able to do the same thing, just actively push them off. Which I guess this side doesn't touch the point as much, but still. So your flank, you want to make sure that you have this area like locked down. This is a very strong area. Some teams even hold in here, but again, it's another one where you need to be able to rotate easily, and generally teams in lower divisions have no idea how to do that, so you don't need to bother. But yeah, make sure your soldier and scout have this area. Well, soldier and NG. Standing up there as soldier is really good, because obviously high ground on soldier is great, but also you can spam all the way down. You can also, if needed to, like back down to here, and then you have way more like shielding, and then you can stand back up and then, you know, back down and do all that nonsense. It's also good for like scouts to stand up here if they're helping here. NG, you can build anywhere you really want in here. If you're defending Bath, I'd recommend building it like here or over here, just in a place where it's defending the door actively. This one can defend both doors, but it's also easy to spam out from anywhere over there, so it's not the best. However, if your team is pushing the point, like if your team is actively pushing the point, NG, I want you to build a sentry right there. Just right in the center, because a mini able to watch the point will actively deter basically any push. And oftentimes teams will like realize they're getting shit on by a mini sentry and then try to kill the mini sentry instead of killing your team. Plus, you have a wrangler. Like, it's dumb. People do it. If possible, if your team just is decimating this, put your mini sentry there. Mini sentry there, watching here. Like, it doesn't do too much, but it deters snipers from standing here, which is good. It's easy to spam out, so it's pretty temporary, but you're stopping snipers from standing in one of the more popular spots. So that's good. It's always a positive. There's not too many other places I would really put them, unless if your team is getting bombed a lot or you're just playing combo NG, you can build minis back here. But I honestly think it does way more work if it's on the flank than it does if it's with the combo. But if you're doing the whole like teleporter, build a dispenser because it went down type of thing, and you don't have a mini up already, put it down. Or if your medic just died, I mean, like if the enemy team's medic just died, that generally means the other team's going to send their soldier in stupidly, and so build a mini. It stops bombs really, really easily, so it's always good to have. Scout run bleed weapons because it's funny. by the way.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Unless you feel like you're not able to kill people because you don't have a pistol, like you're not able to finish people off.
Oh, I hit my cleavers good, so don't worry.
Okay, cool. After that, yeah, Scout's role on this map is actually really diverse compared to a lot of maps, even like compared to like other pop maps. But like seriously, you're gonna be bouncing back and forth between the flank when they need help. So if your soldier or NG say that they need help, speaking of, it's up to the soldier and NG to say that they need help. By the way, you're gonna come back and forth here. The Scout, you're basically everyone's bitch boy. You're just gonna walk around and then. But
Yeah.
because not only are you being ordered around, you also get to steal everyone's kill. Because
Yes!
the benefit of moving really fast is that your demo can hit 100 on people, and then you're like, oh shit, that player is low. You get to then go, haha, demo, you're slow, haha, poo, and then leave, and that's it.
Yeah, you should try to shoot people, not cleaver them though, right? That's the thing.
Cleaver is good because it's spam.
Yeah, but the
Yeah, you
scatter
can spam
gun,
cleavers.
you can spam cleaver, but
It's long
scatter
range
gun,
spam.
Yeah,
and you
if
drop someone's ass.
you are actively trying to kill someone, like if you were in a fight, you want to use your gun. If you are bored, like you're just sitting back here
Yeah,
getting
then
killed,
you just bop that, and like maybe you'll hit someone.
like here's a really good cleaver angle because people are behind there, and so you can just directly onto the enemy team very easily. So your role is to run around when people tell you to, and then steal their kills because they told you to do something. Spy's role is funny haha on this map specifically. It's not like Spy's role in anything else. You are going to stand here, right here, in this spot here on dance floor. And when people stand still because the medic needs to arrow them, shoot them twice with your revolver and then cloak away.
Funny.
That's
so bad.
I love doing that. I love doing that.
I'm not kidding. So like your demo, the demo will be doing spam. He'll peek up over heal. He'll take a headshot. He'll be at like 20 health. He'll stand right here, and then you will be up there, and you'll just go
Tap tap.
and then he'll be dead.
Even better, use enforcer. Even better.
The enforcer fires slower, so it's not as good in this instance. And that's legitimately good on this map because when you're standing up here, if you can hit your headshots, like this is like 90 damage. Standing here onto anyone that's here, which is where the medic generally is.
Is Gunspy viable on this map?
I would say it's probably what you should be doing 90% of the time.
Alright.
Like I was saying, sit up there and just piss people off. If people chase after you, it's because they're bad and then they're not fighting your team.
Since I'm playing Gunspy,
Like-
should I use Dead Ringer?
I don't like the Dead Ringer at all because the Dead Ringer kind of sucks. But you know, it's up to you really. I prefer mobility over a second chance, you know, because I can kill someone and then cloak away, and then they have no idea I'm here, and then I could get hit by the Dead Ringer and then not be able to do anything for 30 seconds because the Dead Ringer is slow as shit to recharge. I would say for the most part play on Obelisk because you're able to cover both sides pretty easily. But when your team is pushing, especially if they're pushing from this side, but even if they're pushing from this side, you can be over here while they're pushing. Generally, this is good for being offensive, or honestly, even when you're defensive. But I would recommend this only for pushes because you can pick off people as they're getting damaged. But if you are just sitting here during a moment where nobody is doing anything, a sniper can headshot you. People
Every single sniper angle except for bridge is visible there. I can see.
Yeah, literally. Oh, one more note for your spy and soldier. You guys need to work together very heavily on this map because if your spy wants to get literally anything done at all on the combo, he needs to have some support. Generally, the soldier is the best one to do that. So if your soldier's a jumper, then that helps. But literally, just spy whenever you're like, huh, this team looks like they're really dumb. I'm gonna decloak on these guys, and then you go forward to do a decloak. Be like, hello, team. I am about to do a decloak, and I am going to kill the medic right now. Hey, soldier, could you bomb in right now? So then they look at you and don't look at me. Thank you. And then you're best friends, and then you frag the medic, and you get like 8 drops, and it's hilarious. Makes the other team look bad. They kick their medic. They end up just dying. It's great. I love it.
Comp in total.
honestly, they move over to UTC. Like it's crazy.
The grandma.
Okay. Scout is basically a combo class on this map. Almost, I would say, like a solid 75% of your Ubers should be Scout, like just soloing a Scout.
Wait.
Because I'm not kidding. I am completely serious here. Right when you have Uber and you're about to go in, call your Scout over, heal your Scout, and walk him forward. This is a long area with a lot of open space. Scouts are very, very good at moving long distances quickly. A medic healing a Scout goes zoom zoom.
Ah. Okay.
So if you're like soloing a Scout, you can cover like if you pop at the top of this hill, Scout can go really quickly and kill basically everyone in 8 seconds.
Huh.
Like, there is a lot you can do if you solo Uber the Scout. Most of your offensive Ubers should be on your Scout.
So offensive Uber is Scout, defensive Uber is Demo Pyro.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Defensive Ubers are going to be your more traditional Ubers because you need to be on defense. You need to be focusing on getting people off the point, which blast damage and air blast are both really, really good at. However, on offense, your main goal is to obliterate everybody you see, and that's what Scout's really good at, seeing people and then obliterating them. So I really hope your Scout did lots of MGs. It is up to the combo to call the Scout over because the Scout isn't going to know when the Uber is happening. So just keep that in mind. So Medic, Dasco, whenever, just be like, Scout, get your ass over here. We're gonna Uber on you, and then Uber forward.
Got it.
Coming from a Spy who has made playoffs of Advanced every season I've played it, the Enforcer is fantastic on payload, but I wouldn't recommend it on Koth simply because of the slowdown. It like the damage boost is fantastic, but the main benefit to it is the fact that it obliterates sentries. All 6 shots, like 6 shots from a revolver kills a wrangled sentry, a wrangled level 3. 6 shots from an enforcer.
Really?
If it's being repaired?
Yes.
As well.
Wow.
From any distance. Not
What?
if it's being repaired, if it's being wrangled, yeah. From any distance, 6 shots from a enforcer will kill a wrangled level 3. It's
Wow.
literally, it's fantastic.